Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Tina from TinaHeals.com, and today I am speaking about an Aries ascendant, a Pisces moon, and an Aries sun. So this is quite an interesting combination because here you have the combination, the blending of the most masculine and the most feminine signs. Sun is an exaltation in Aries, so very good position for the sun. The moon in Pisces is the most feminine, the most nurturing moon of them all. So here we have the cardinal fiery yang energy of Aries, which is your rising sign. Pisces is mutable water, and it is feminine, and it is the sign of salvation, and this is your moon. You have a 12th house moon and a first house sun, which it could be conjunct your ascendant degree or widely conjunct anyways, same sign anyways. So first house sun, okay, let's start with the ascendant. So the ascendant is the degree of the zodiac rising on the eastern side of the horizon at the moment of your birth. Okay, for you, your rising sign is Aries. Check for exact degrees check for the exact degree of your ascendant. So this is, remember that Aries is ruled by fiery Mars. It is a red planet. And Mars is all about our action principle. Since you have Sun and your rising sign is Aries, it'll be very important for you to figure out the position of Mars in your natal chart. And that is going to tell you if you have Mars in fall or Mars in a difficult position, you will be able to understand why your life's been so difficult. Okay, there's a huge disparity between your sun and moon, also your rising, your first house, and your 12th house. So anyway, the 12th house is a very iffy house in astrology. It is the house of your undoing, so complications. So Aries, the ascendant, is kind of like the armor that you wear. Okay, it is the Jungian mask that you take on to interact with society. It is how the world perceives you. So it's your physical body, it's how you look. So when you walk into a room with your purposeful Aries stride, people can see you will take no nonsense. You're not afraid to stare down an opponent. You're not afraid of the chase. You like the chase. Once the chase is over, you get bored and you want to move on to the next conquest. You can be very dominant, especially with this double Aries signature. You can be very dominant. But 12th house Pisces moon, I don't see you being as dominant as an Aries moon, Aries sun, Aries ascendant. No, I don't see you like that. There are shades to what I mean. Every word is nuanced in this. Okay, so you're definitely a leader. Okay, you're a leader. You're the archetype of the go-getter, the pioneer. You're not afraid to go places or experience things that others will be scared of doing, because this is your job. You're not great at completions. You're not great at detailing. You want to move from innovating and pioneering one thing to the other. It'll be amazing if you can be a boss in something you do. All right, and so when the sun enters Aries, okay, what do we have? The birth of everything new. It is the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere. So with this comes about a very youthful, radiant energy. Okay, and with Aries, the infant of the zodiac, there could be a very selfish streak at play. It's because infants understand self-survival, so they need to be selfish. So as eminent astrologer Stephen Forrest puts it, the goal of Aries should be enlightened selfishness. Okay, so how can you take the me feeling and actually transmute it to something deeper? Mars, your ruler, is about competitiveness, about combativeness, about tremendous physical energy and very quick metabolism. If you're not sure, if you're not burning up that energy, then that energy will burn you up. Okay, because swimming in the agitating fires of Aries is not easy. Okay, it is it is difficult. Okay, so it's like a mini Big Bang of sorts, you know, the soul entering Aries, and here's the soul wanting to experience everything new. It doesn't care about the staying power of things. It cares about newness. It cares about, um, you know, radiance and stuff like that. So remember that your soul is craving for something new when you're born with your ascendant degree in Aries. Aries is your rising sign. It is craving for something new. Virgo is your sixth house of health. So Aries rules the head. Okay, so this part is very important in your identity. Eyes, very deep, penetrating, can have a very harsh expression to them, can be very moody, very sharp, prominent features, thin lips, thin chin, sharp nose. You can have very, you know, rude expression in your face if you're not careful. Empathy is something you need to work with, but you have a Pisces moon. So, you know, I think that comes with the territory. It's going to make itself obvious to you. You accentuate this part of you. Virgos being your sixth house of health, Aries rules the head, brains, Virgo digestion and the nervous system. So be careful of what you put in your mouth, because you can be prone to chronic headaches. If you have a difficult Mars, ENT issues, eyeglasses, brittle hair falling out, all of that can occur with this, okay? It's a very masculine sign, Aries, and you have your sun in Aries also. So it's going to give you a very masculine signature, but you have your Pisces moon balancing you, right? Be careful of driving under the influence, especially during difficult transits to Mars, and be careful of fights, freak fires, and all of those things, okay? That they can be problematic for you. Okay, now Pisces moon. So the moon is the feminine side of us. It is who we are when the Jungian mask comes off and we are alone and we can finally be. It is who we are till the age of 7, and then the ascendant takes over, and then you know, and then we grow up. But it's what appears when we are most stressed, by the way, our moon sign. So Pisces rules the feet, mucus, the lymphatic system, and it also rules your pineal gland, so, and melatonin, which is your cycles of sleep. So if you have an ill-placed moon, you have a 12th house moon, so you have what I call a fractured soul. I have my moon in Pisces, so I know this energy that we are working with, that we are dealing with, and that we are speaking about very closely. So you're very sensitive to external currents, highly imaginative, highly intuitive, highly and you tend to be so open about, you're an emotional sponge. You suck off energy, and you're so vulnerable when you open up that people may think, oh, you're a sob story, or you can be pathetic, or you're such a wet blanket. But you have through the years, I think you tend to suppress those emotional outbursts. But sometimes, especially your Pisces moon and moon transits, they can come forth, and people can really, you know, think lowly of you if you don't have. But with an Aries, I mean, this duality will play out quite strongly in your life. First house, second house, these also your moon and sun are semi-sextile, which is a complicated aspect to begin with. But without getting into the heavy astrology side of it, very vulnerable. Something about the 12th house Pisces moon, very vulnerable. And you are so open to psychic interference. Okay, we see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum, you see more. We hear less than 1% of the acoustic spectrum, you hear more. So this is something you have to deal with. You need time regularly to just hide away, to just do something away from the world, okay, to just be by yourself. Your house is your sanctuary, okay? And you can be very receptive. So working with tarot, astrology, PLR, past life regression, Reiki, these are amazing for you, okay? Amazing for you. But Pisces, Aries, both are not good at staying power, okay, and detailing, because Pisces can tend to forget details. So moon is also your everyday habit patterns, your mother, So your mother may have been a very spiritual lady, or she may have even been incarcerated. 12th house moons could mean your mother lived in a place of seclusion, or she could have become a nun, or and lived in a monastery, or she could be an addict and she was put away in some place of restriction and confinement. But a lot of Pisces moon people, I mean not Pisces moon, you are Pisces 12th house moon, so you're pulling in the energy of the house as well as the sun sign. So here, you can work as a chef or some kind of thing in like hotels or restaurants in restrictive environments, because 12th house is ultimately what I said, our undoing. Okay, and there's always trauma associated with Pisces and 12th house. Having your moon there, mother may not have been emotionally available, mother may have even died at a young age, or mother may have in some ways not been a part of your life because she was probably incarcerated or ill, or she could even be an alcoholic. Pisces moon people tend to always, take recourse in alcohol. They think that, when the outside world gets too much, they need to escape, they need to run away. And that's when they, start to drink alcohol or take drugs. Think of Lana Del Rey playlist, that track Heroin. You gave me everything, but you took my life away, you know. Again, dreaming about it. Anyway, I was just trying to go back to the track, but let's forget it. That is a Lana Del Rey track, okay? Pisces Moon. So remember, the Jupiter and the Neptune are actually your rulers, because Jupiter was your ruler in traditional astrology and now it's Neptune. So these are very spiritual, very religious, very, expanding energies, okay, gas giants. And this is what makes you so very much a part of other worlds and other dimensions that you tune into regularly, and people think you're a daydreamer. Cannot make up your mind, you can be unstable. So you're very connected to your ancestors, and you get dreams from other worlds and other realities. You can have a fear of death, fear of incarceration, okay, fear of addiction, escapism, because all this is the Pisces 12th house energy, and moon there, brings out those instinctual energies, so that's something. Use your Pisces 12th house Pisces moons. You can be great at acting, because you can feel things others don't feel. Now Aries sun in exaltation, strong first house sun. Father was more powerful, maybe so powerful that he neglected your mother, and she took to maybe alcohol or drugs or opioids or something like that. Maybe your father had an affair, or maybe your mother was psychic. It's very possible with this placement, Pisces moon. So sun is our soul's vitality. It's why we incarnate, our soul's contract. It's how we want the world to perceive us. It's our goals, our ambitions, but not in a Martian way. Mars is more physical. The sun is more our soul growth, our soul evolution, our inner vitality. So sun in Aries in exaltation is strong. So your sense of identity, your sense of goal is your sense of goals very strong. You want to go ahead, you want to prove something. Pisces moon may need to want to, hide away, but your sun and your rising sign is going to push you towards being out and extroverted. So I would say you're a sort of an ambivert, where at times you experience extroverted energy, but at times you need to withdraw. Okay, Aries sun, what can I say? You are the pioneer, the go-getter. So you're definitely going to go out and start very many new things. The mystic and the pioneer. Maybe you pioneer something in the study of mysticism. Maybe you pioneer something on other esoteric subjects. Okay, maybe you become a healer. Because with the Pisces 12th house moon, it is very possible that if you are in touch with your inner core, you will be a healer. And Aries, you have all this fire. and water creates steam. Steam can be destructive, but steam can also power things. So if you know how to use the emotional resources of your Pisces moon, because Aries doesn't feel emotions, they're devoid of emotions. That's something a Pisces 12th house moon brings to the table. For you've understood pain, and now you've matured in a way, and you're more matured than most Aries ascendants. Rising signs and suns, I would say, are one of the most sensitive, caring, compassionate Aries Pisces combinations out there. Of course, you have then again the Pisces Sun, Pisces Moon, and Aries rising, but you know, your story also stands out. So I hope you like this video as much as I like making it for you. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and let me know what you think. And book a session. Visit my website www.tinaheals.com.